Hello everyone and welcome to No Orientation Programming. I'm Joe and today we will finalize our chat. Last time we finished the chat almost. Yes, I know. I have to remember. So, the chat is in the lobby. Yes, we have the lobby dispatching process and the interacting process. First of all, we need we need to get the authentication ring from the user. I think the gamer interacting process is nope, not this game interacting, but the game selecting process is joining or creating a game. Yes, type create. But the message dispatching process is connecting the gamer with the game. So we need, yes, we have the gamer ID and the name. And we have to add something else that is gamer. I think this is a game interacting process. Yes, we have a name of the gamer, yes, and we need the authentication ring. You need to get the authentication ring, and that is gamer ring. This is the pointer to an authentication ring, and this thing should have a description. Yes, authentication ring level, yes. A description and a short description. Let's take the short description. Compiling, hopefully. Yes, looks fine. So this is for the case of create, and then we have another case that is connect. Game ID connect type. If type is connect, type of what? Of the message. Yes, we commit the message into the game. and we add the description, the authentication ring description. Actually, I think this should be done in the game selecting process. Connect, yes, game ID connect result. Connect game ID. This is the result, game ID, yes. And here in the game, game selecting, game selection done, wait, yes. This is the result. Of the selection process, and yes, that's it. But I want to get the internal, I want to use the internal name game. I do not need name gamer. Okay. Do I need this function? Yes, because okay. In this case we need the function because we are accessing the JSON structure, but in this case we can use the internal authentication ring member variable. So this should compile, and so in this case, in the create case, the message dispatching process is connecting the gamer to the server, which is creating who is creating this server, and in the connect case all the information comes from the gamer interacting. So we have the gamer ring as a description. That's fine. This means game selecting, we should have yes, and that's it. Authentication ring get function gives us I think we need a description. I think I used the wrong authentication ring. Yes, description short. We need the full description. Game interacting m out ring. No, that's not. Yes, it should be description short. MP select, come on. Yes. We are saving the long description. And in the lobby interacting process, in the lobby message dispatching process, we can translate this thing to a ring. pointer. Okay. That makes sense. So the same information we have in the gamer interacting process is now in the lobby interacting process. Let's find lobby interacting start. We need to have a member variable that is called authentication ring here. Lobby interacting. Yes. Null. Okay. Lobby message dispatching. Let's see. We create the lobby interacting process, and we call that gamer process. We have a message connect that gives us the information. Here is pgamer arguments. Arguments. A gamer ring. Message gamer ring. Okay, that's fine. And then in the gamer interacting process we say come on. The authentication ring pointer is equal to get as string okay. This thing is giving me a guest pointer if it is if it cannot find the description. So the message, the connect message is created in the gamer interacting process or in the main process, the message dispatching process. The message is sent to the lobby, and the lobby is creating the gamer, the lobby interacting process, forwarding the message, and the lobby interacting process now has an authentication ring pointer. That's fine. And now we can check. Yes, that's very important, because here we have a text chat init string. Let's call this text chat init supporter. And this is the guest. Cannot chat as a guest. Can chat as a guest. If Yes, if MP authentication ring level level is smaller than guest. Oh, then Now let's test this thing. We have an SSH connection. Yes. Test. We create the game. We can use the chat. Fine. We are connecting with Telnet on localhost and 4000. We are the administrator. Oh, come on, the hell. Okay, that's fine. As you can see, this is one very important thing. We have to implement the update. But that's fine. So please enter press enter to chat, and now I'm connecting through Telnet Nigelus testing USTO, and now I'm a guest. And if I connect, you can't chat as a guest. That's fine. Okay. Whatever. And if we press enter in the Teams, this means let's make a poll. Can chat. Is equal to if key enter and can chat. Then we go into the widget mode, otherwise yes. So we should not be able to enter the chat. Now we try to... that's... Why is this so slow? Okay. Strange. Okay, let's create the lobby in here. Chat disabled, guest mode. I press enter. Nothing is happening. I press refresh. I see ETH's lobby, and I should be able to say hi. Yes. So this is cool. Okay. Okay. Now the next thing, that's cool. So game interacting, fine. Lobby interacting, okay. This is the first thing we had to do. Now the next one. We want a live update if somebody is chatting on one side, entering a chat message on one side. We want to see the message on the other side immediately, of course. And this is done by lobby message dispatching. We have we have a pointer to the chat. That's fine. And we have a pointer to the game settings. And in the game settings, yes, that's bidirectional. So this means we can. We need something else. Message interacting, lobby message dispatching. This means we have lobby message dispatching, very important. We have another communication channel. Between the lobby interacting process and the lobby message dispatching. This is the chat. And we use the game settings to make a more sophisticated dirty mechanism. I call this thing lobby version. Every time data is updated in the lobby, then we increment the lobby version, and every lobby interacting process is has lobby version local. And the lobby message dispatching process is starting. Okay, why not? I don't care. Okay. we added a state machine to the lobby message dispatching process. I think this is okay. Yes. Okay. Member variables in the dispatching process, and here we have a state and a start. Yes. I think it's here. Mchat mpgs state. Okay, then add this stuff to the process function. And this stuff as well. Now we have a state start and a message process. That's cool. We do not have a key stuff. We do not have a message. Ah, come on. That's cool. Okay. We start and then we say state is equal to this thing. Sorry. And here we can initialize everything we need in the game settings structure. Yes. GS is equal version lobby is equal to 0. And in the lobby interacting process, we need yes. Oh, yes. Okay, fine. Oop. Hi, new duck. Thanks for the follow. Now I have a new duck I can debug with a virtual rubber duck. That's cool. So I have a cool idea already for the update, for the chat update mechanism. We increment the lobby version, and in every state I want to execute void how should we call this function? A function that is lobby version check, whatever. We can rename it. What version of C++ are you using? essentially I am using a very old, the oldest version, the first version, but that's not totally correct, because I'm using this is wrong, this is not true, but this was a test for Mason. I'm using the GNU ++11 version. 11 because on one single point I'm using the threads, the C++11 thread class. That's the reason why it's 11. The rest of the code does not need this. And GNU because there is a different behavior for printf macros if you have a variadic function, variadic macro, and you don't give any parameters to the variadic macro, then in the normal C++ standard you have an error, and that's the reason why I'm using this GNU extension. But essentially the whole code is just cases and ifs, and that's it. So you don't need any special thing for it. On the microcontroller I can use a lower version. So it's quite okay. I can use, I'm not restricted in using a lower version. I can use any version I want, essentially. It's not restricted. We can use 14 or 17 or whatever. But I have everything I need in general. Yes, so we have a function, and this function must for this function I want to use a member function pointer, and I always have to look the syntax of I'm not able to remember the member function syntax. It's so bad. I don't know why I'm not. I can't remember. And I think we can find, yes, key jump. No space stop. This is a function used somewhere, and somewhere I'm using member functions already. This is a member function in libtgs. P function, yes. Oh no, I think okay. This is no member function. I have changed this. So I don't have an example anymore. The open source project I contribute to uses GNU ++17. Which project is this? TIL? Today I learned. I have seen it, I think. Today I learned. What's that? Project is Firefox. Okay. Today. Okay. So you learned today that okay. No, I sometimes like say just for now change. Yeah. I was I did not understand the sentence. So it's Firefox. The project is Firefox. Oh, you're contributing to Firefox. Well, that's hardcore. I'm using Firefox. That's cool. Cool browser. Wow, Firefox. Firefox was one impression I got. I think there is some. I believe that I have seen some kind of process view in the Firefox browser. And this was one impression, one of many impressions. Click Model and Task Manager from the menu. More tools. Yes, we have a Task Manager in the menu. Oh, Shift Escape. Yes, Shift Escape. And this was a very cool impression because when I started this structure, I have a special structure, and the motivation of the stream is to test this new structure, and the structure is essentially a recursive. No. Oh, come on. The structure is a recursive process thing. In every application we make, we are using this this structure, and it's quite cool because it is we have the same structure everywhere in the system, so it's quite cool and easy to use. And we want to see in this project, in this game server project, if we can make bigger projects, bigger systems with this structure. And up to now it's quite fine. But I still don't know. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. So this function is the core function of every process. It's called every time, and we always have a switch statement. And because it's a recursive structure, we can avoid the state explosion, because usually if you use this switch statement and the state machine, if the project gets bigger and bigger, if the system gets bigger and bigger, then you have a very, very long state machine. But at some point you can't read it anymore. It's too big, it's messy, and it will become a big blob. And because we have a recursive structure, we can cut states from the state machine and put it into a low-level process. We can move it once level down, and so everything stays quite clean. That's quite cool. So I'm very happy. As you can see in the message, in the let's see, for example, if we have a gamer interacting process, this is quite a big file already, but we have states, and we can create, for example, an SSH server by just creating another process. And we can create multiple processes at the same time. And these child processes have their own state machine, and we do not care about them. We just look if they are ready, finished or not. So very cool. And now I have to now I have procrastinated long enough. I have to look up the function pointers, but this thing should be a function pointer. P function change. Yes, that's the function pointer. Yes, okay. That's cool, that's cool. And I want to have a function pointer that looks like this. Void of a lobby interacting, of the lobby interacting class. And P function message. Let's call it P function message. Cool. Rust is very interesting. It's you can see it everywhere in Twitch. A lot of people are coding in Rust already. How much code? Is it a lot? Rust in Firefox? I think is the Firefox project the origin of Rust, or is it some Google thing? Like this. But it's doing if it's the CSS parser, then it's yes, it's the origin is English version. Okay. It's It began in Firefox, yes, and the interesting thing is that in Firefox you have a lot of asynchronous stuff. So Rust intended for decent reasons. Yes. The Rust language is very interesting. I have to bring a beer because my English is so bad, and it gets better when I drink one beer. So I'm back in a minute. It has a lot of interesting mechanisms, and the motivation to find bugs at compile time is very cool. That's very cool. The only thing I do not like on Rust is because it's ugly. That's the scientific explanation. It looks quite cool, but for me it's hard to read because I'm used to the C++ and C syntax, so it's quite hard for me to read. Cheers. But it's cool. The motivation is cool, and the language seems to be very fine. No problem. That's another another reason for the stream. I want to learn to speak English better. It's very hard. I have only few occasions in which I can speak English, so I want to get used to it. And 2 beers and my English, then I have an English peak. Yes, for me in Rust it was very strange because there are so many programming languages, but some of them are very similar, like I don't know, like yeah, if you have Java, C# and then C++, then they are kind of the same. At least you have if the function calls are similar and stuff. Then you have the hardware description languages which are completely different. And thanks. And like VHDL or Verilog, this is a completely different concept. You don't write a program, but you are writing the structure of hardware, of digital hardware. And Rust is also completely different, I think, as a programming language, because it has a different concept in the base, at the beginning, in the ground. So it feels different. If I execute a function and this function is getting the ownership of a variable, and then if I come back from the function, then the variable is gone because the new owner, the called function has died, so the variable has died as well. Unless you're copying the variable, it's not how I think. It's very hard for me to understand what is happening in Rust code. But it's cool. The language is quite cool. So, this function should do something very... Oh, come on. Stop. Oh. VI, please don't kill me. Okay. This function should check if we have... If otherwise we say this message but we also need yes, I think this is it. The lobby version check should execute the message function that is given if and it should return something. Return true. Pool with 3-0. Come on. My finger cold. My office is very cold. It's very strange to code if your fingers are cold. I want to check. We have a lobby version local, and if the lobby version local is not equal to, 9C where I am. 9 o'clock. Where are you from, Doug? I am from Austria. Centigrade. 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 We need to get the game data, and then we have to check the version of the lobby. I think it's almost done as unsigned integer. Now we have the lobby version, and we check if the lobby version is different to the local version. You're in UK. Cool. That's so cool in Twitch. I see people from everywhere. I have seen people from Bulgaria and from Turkey, and now UK. That's cool. So this function is creating a frame. That's very cool to see. To see different people. That's very fun. I hope this is the correct way to execute. Do I need this? I don't know. Yeah, let's try it. Okay. So, and I want to use this function in that way. For example, if I am in the Teams frame, I want to execute this function, and I want to tell this function if something has changed, then print my frame, and the frame of the state Teams is message Teams. And to 5x page I've made if you're interested in the code, by the way. Yes, of course. Link of Firefox. Yes, send me the link. Sure. I don't even know where I could look to see the patches that are done. Fabricate the services. Implement scripting media feature. So implement not locked behind the pref, as it does not do anything new particularly. Give new data which could be used for fingerprint. I'm not understanding anything because I'm not into the topic, but so this is implementing a new CSS feature. There are review comments and the code is further down. These are the review comments. Oh, that's good. I'm using this too. Sometimes, at least. How long does it take to compile the project for you? I think this is this. I guess it's compiling for an eternity, because a web browser is such a big system. That's so crazy. 40 minutes. 5 minutes rebuild. 40 minutes. That's okay. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is, that's a time frame already where you have to think what you're doing. It's not just here. It's in this project it's fun because it's just a little hobby project. You can compile it instantly. You can test stuff and you can turn off your head. But if you have 5 minutes, compile them on a rebuild, then you're thinking about if this makes sense. What you have made. Wow. Thousands lines of code. And wow, yes. So if you are able to contribute to this project with code, then you are a hardcore programmer. That's very impressive. Cool. Yeah, then the test. Wow, yes. Wow, because that's really hardcore, because if you change something in Firefox and especially in CSS, implementing a new CSS feature, a CSS itself is so there are the funny CSS memes. I like CSS memes like this. So it's I love them. This is if you code something in CSS, it's always trial and error and it's always looking very strange. I love the CSS memes are so special. It's a complete a different a special universe, a little universe, the CSS memes. I love them so much. CSS is awesome. Every picture is so cool. and the language itself, or the language, I don't know if you can call it language, but I think it's a different language. If you create a function for this language, then you have to make a lot of tests. So I believe, a load of tests. Because changing something in Firefox in the behavior. Well, very cool. Oh, new duck. Well, that's impressive. We needed this pointer, and we have this pointer and this function. Let's check if this is working already. I think so, because almost we have to change the lobby version. Let's make another function that is called void lobby version increment. And this function should get the current version and increment this thing is equal to +1. And if we add something to the chat, standard cross-browser test as well. Oh, cool. Yes, they I guess they have a big testing framework. because you need something, you have to check if this makes sense. And this is the hard part. If you want to write something that is working on different systems, in different situations, if you have a lot of existing scenarios, then that's very hard. Yes, this is the case in which we add something to the code, and if we to the chat box, and now we increment the lobby version. The lobby version is shared. This is the process structure. This is our process structure. We have the main server process, then we have the gaming server. This is the user process, and the gaming server is switching between the lobby and the matching process. And in the lobby a main process, the message dispatching, we have as many interacting processes as people are connected to the gaming server. And the game settings are stored in the message dispatching. And if somebody is updating the chat, then everybody else gets this information. Okay, let's see. Expected in who? Oh yes, wait a minute. That's not working, bool. And we need this, of course, yes. Invalid use of non-static member function. Yes, because we have two. I don't know why, but I hate member function pointers. That's so annoying, because we need the class name, and we need, so I think this is it. What? Cannot convert void string reference. Yes, because it's no, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Why is this not working? Let's do something else. The key jump function. The key jump function is used in the paging process, I guess, in the home paging process. Yes. I think that's it. Because this is my... forbids taking the address of an unqualified or parentized non-static member function to form a pointer to member function. See. Okay, this thing is telling me what to do, but this can't be the case, because paging, home paging, key jump, and oh yes, no, it's fine, because yes, this is the member function pointer. History stop, but this thing is... this is a static member function. Index history. That's the string, and that's the index. Yeah, companies are trying to make browsers act the same now. Yes. Yes, hopefully they act the same. It's yeah, it's the whole world is connected. All the browsers have to agree on some standard, and the internet has become very complex. I hope you can understand me. I hope my English is not too bad. So this is a bad example. This is a bad example. Yeah. And this is a static function, not a member function. Okay. Okay, cool. Taking an unqualified or paratized non-static member function. Okay. So that's fine, but maybe the prototype is wrong. Inline cannot convert void or not into a point of function as string, aka to bool. Okay, void and bool. Yes, there is something. Yes, I think this is a void function. Yes, and here we have the bool. I understand. I have switched. Okay, must use to call. Yes, the strange thing is that we have to, yes. Lobby version check, I think. So the syntax is so bad. I think we have to do this, I think. No. I have something else. I have a pipe, and here I have a member function pointer to a template, class template. That's even worse. This took me quite a while to figure out how we have to write this thing. Like this. Yes, I always forget. Yes, so strange. We have to remove this, and here, this is the function. This is the function pointer. And every time I see the result, I think, yes, kind of, it makes sense, kind of, because this is this pointer, and it's forming with the member function, it's forming a function that is callable, and then yes. Okay. But every time it takes, I'm using member functions only a few times because it's annoying. Okay, if we create the lobby, then we have, oh, that's bad. That is bad. That is not what I want. This is not what I want. I get too many frames. Why? This thing should not. This thing should, this function is executed every time. But we should have a certain version of the lobby if it's equal. Yes, if it's equal, then false. Otherwise, that was the error. Okay, that was a very stupid error. Okay, let's create it. Perfect. Now we don't have a stuck loop. So this is the process tree we have. The main process of the game server. This is a test gaming process. This is our connection process with the SSH filter. And we are in the teams, in the lobby. Okay. Let's try to connect telnet localhost 4000. Oh, come on. We write something in the chat. Test. Oh. Oh yes, that's beer time. That's beer time. If I write something here, hi, everything is updated on the other at the other connection end, and we only have one frame at the time. That's cool too. Oh. That's very cool. New duck, epic. If you, thank you. Do you have telnet, duck? If you have telnet, then we can play. Just type telnet Nagelus testing usto, and then we should be able to create we should be able to play. If you want to play, then you can then just join. So the chat is working. The chat is working. Cool. That's fine. I see as soon as you connect, then I see this. Continue. Oh, I think you have joined. Is it possible? Yes. I think you're Helona, and if you press 1, then you are in team 1. If I press 2, then I'm in team 2. And you can navigate with H and L. So if you're in team 0, then you're a spectator, and if you press 1 in the... This is the minimalistic lobby, yes? And in the minimalistic lobby, you can press a number between 0 and 9. Cool. Stream lag. Okay, yes. So I press enter, and now you can press H and L to navigate, and then we can play. Yes, H and L. Cool. It's working. If you press 1, then you are in team 1. If you press a number between 2 and 9, then you are in team 2. And if you press 0, then you are a spectator. But this is this was the minimalistic version of the lobby, and at the moment we are creating the new lobby. So as you can see, the the winning row is emphasized, and then the game is the match process is finished, and the Connect 4 gaming process is shutting down the matching process and creating a new lobby process. And the function of the lobby process is to create the configuration. Thank you. The result of the lobby process is the game configuration for the matching process. And this is the server list, and in the future you will be able to create multiple game types like Battleship, or I want to implement a roguelike game. I don't know if you know roguelikes. It's like a dungeon game, a dungeon game, and I want to make this game a multiplayer dungeon game, so you will be able to defeat a dragon, to fight a dragon, and in a multiplayer style. So roguelike. So this was the original version. You were able to move around. We will create. I think this is the original version, and this was the original version, and I think this is the improved version. And we will create a map in the future. Yes, it's we have two channels. The first one is our telnet, and if you use telnet, then you have a random gamer name, because obviously you cannot enter sensitive data. So I chose to assign a random name, and so it's safe. As telnet is safe as long as you don't enter sensitive data, and as long as you can't execute important stuff like programs or something like that. So we are just able to create games and join to games, and that's it. So it's not harmful for any side. And if for registered gamers, we have the SSH channel, and in the SSH channel you can of course enter a password, and you can set your own gamer name. So that's quite cool. And yes, and yeah, that's quite cool already. It's I have to show you something. This is the lines script, and the lines script is showing me at the moment this project has 20k lines, and I always try to create file sizes between 200 and 500 lines of code approximately, and this is the monitoring script to see if I'm reaching this target. And but the project has 20k lines already, and I want to see how far can I go with this structure, and do I have bottlenecks and stuff like that. So yes, licenses are very important, and if you connect as a guest, you can also telnet Naegolos testing USTO. You can enter the settings, the paging area, and you can navigate with J and K up and down. These are the the arrow keys will be implemented in the future. For the Telnet channel, they are working for SSH already, but for the Telnet channel, the arrow keys are not working at the moment. And I have made a little page. On which you can see what kind of libraries we are using, and I can these projects are very cool. The Crypto++ library is used for the SSH channel, and libcurl is a very crazy powerful library. That's cool, and I hope this is kind of okay. We have the project page and the license, and that's very important because yes, the license and the documentation are these two things that I looked up first, because they are very important. And this is the version history. So a lot of stuff is working already. I'm quite 25 years curl. Yeah, curl is 25 years, a quarter century. That's heavy, yeah. And it's so powerful. The cool thing is that I have used in this project I'm using curl for two things. The first thing is, if a registered account is a paid account, you can play this on the server as a guest for free. If you want to have your own name, and if you want to be able to chat, then you can register, create an account and register, and activate the account with PayPal. And to check if a user is registered, we are using libcurl to get the information from the PayPal API, and that's a curl command. And this is the first thing, and the second thing we are using it for is to activate your account. To verify your account, you get an email, and this email process is also using libcurl. So the curl library is has so many features, and it's so big and powerful. That's crazy. And one of my favorite functions of curl is this. If you help all, yes, and there is an option that is called libcurl. If you see, it's very common to see, if you have the documentation of an API, for example PayPal API, then it's very likely to see a curl example. And if you use this curl example, like this, for example, if you try to execute this command and then add libcurl test, then you can see the C code that is used. It's generating the C code for the lib curl. So that's completely crazy, because that's so cool. At the moment I had a language reboot. I was not explaining it very well, but I think you get it. You get the whole code, everything you have to do, and that's very, very helpful. So you can implement your stuff immediately. And yeah, the documentation is quite cool. It can do a lot of stuff, and the license is cool. So I'm so happy that this is working already. That was so easy. I can press refresh. As you can see, if I disconnect from a server, then we have the old view here. And if I press enter, then we should get a message that the server is not existing anymore. I press enter. Hopefully it's not crashing. You have been disconnected from the server. Recent game closed already. And then the server list gets refreshed. And if I create another game, then we have the old view here, and I can press R for refresh, and then we see one game, and then we can join the game. And this is the new version of the lobby. The lobby process, we had an old lobby process, and now we are replacing the old lobby process with a new one. And in the new one, we will be able to create a team, and we are able to create, to set the admin, the lobby admin is able to set the game settings, the game modes, the maps, and whatever. And here we will have a list of the gamers that are connected to the gaming server. And the chat is, it's amazing. That's so cool. And the most important thing is it was easy to implement. That's it's because of the structure. It's always the same. The structure is always the same. We have one function, and we have a state machine, and that's all. It's just a big tree. Okay. One hard thing we have to do today is this thing at the bottom. This is a text widget. This thing is a text widget. Telnet localhost 4000. And this text widget has a bug, because if we press enter, fine. If we input data, then this is fine. Essentially, this is a this is a list of characters, and I have to connect with SSH because yes, I want to use the arrow keys. The arrow keys are working in the SSH channel only at the moment. It will be working in the future. So I can move around in this text box. I can press and to go to the end, I'm able to press the home key to go to the beginning. I'm able to go left and right and page up and down, moving 4 or 5 characters. And that's cool. Everything is fine. And I can go to the middle and press backspace. Then we should lose the D. That's working. If I press delete, then we should get rid of H. That's working as well. Cool. But if I have a text that is longer than the text box, then as you can see, we have this indicator on the left that we are outside of the box. And if I press the home key, then we are moving to the first position, and then the indicator is on the right. That's fine. That's also fine. I can go left and right, and this is working as well. Perfect. Wonderful. But now, if I press delete, then I think something strange is happening. The indicator is, I don't even know what I want to, what I should expect to happen. In this, I don't know. We are at the end of the text box, and it's moving around as soon as we Okay, this is in the middle. I don't want to have this in the middle. There is a mechanism, as you can see, we can move around the cursor, and at a certain position we move the whole text. But I want this to happen as soon as I reach this area, not the middle area. So we have to change a setting of the text box first. That is the width is 59. Widgets, text box. So we can remove the dispatching process. That's fine. Okay. If we set the width, then the Windows set function is executed. Okay, Windows set. And the Windows set function is calculating a lower bound, a cursor lower bound, and an upper bound. And these two limits tell me at which point. Yeah, it was nice to see you. Bye, Doug. Later I will check your patch again. Very cool. Have a nice evening. Bye. So we have this upper bound, yes, and this upper bound, cursor L bound set. Bound. Yes, it's half. Yes, half. L bound set. Let's try this L bound, U bound. I want another function that is called cursor bound set. Setting both the L bound and the U bound. Yes. And then we can remove this, and hopefully this is fine. Let's compile this thing. Yes, of course. We need a TextBox. We need the TextBox function. Come on. This TextBox function, yes, of course. Okay. We have the same function for the TextBox. Len max set TextBox. And we have the index of the characters. I think this is it. Okay. It is doing something. Okay. Not working. Yes, fine. Okay. Let's see what is happening. We can press home and wait to. That's wrong. But it's 5 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Et kötte harum net öt hot hit. Yeah. Et kötte harum net öt hot. No, that's strange. Yes, no, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Oh, come on. If the cursor is small, decrement. If this cursor is smaller than the L bound. Yes, because the upper bound is measured in yes, maybe. we can do something like this. M window minus. Let's see. I will temporarily decrease the window size to 19 because that's annoying. This is a hard bug we have to fix. Okay, the window size should be smaller. Yes, fine. We can add stuff here and then we can press home. Edge, kötü, harm, need, hot, hit. Yes, that was the up bound. And now we have the distance. 1, 2, edge, kötü, harm, need, hot. Edge, kötü, harm, need, edge, kötü, harm, need, Now we should move. Edge, kötü, harm, need, Yes, this is fine. This is working. We have five characters. That's hard to see. SSH test. We have a lot of characters and we move around. This is too low. Here it's working. 5 characters, and now if I press left, then we should move. Yes, that's cool. Move again, move again. This lower bound should be 5 in this case, and the upper bound should be 5 as well. But it is 1 too high. This means we have to, yes, -1. Upper bound -1. Okay, again. Now it should be moving because we have 4 characters we can see and 1 character, the indicator. Yes. That's cool. Yes, hopefully it's fine. Okay, we can move around, that's fine. But now what happens if I press delete now? What do I expect? I expect that if I press delete, then this edge should be removed and the right side should fall 1 to the left. Exactly. And I should be able to do this, and then eventually this marker should be removed. JK, KS, SK. SK is fine, has moved 1 left and the marker has been removed. Yes, fine. Okay, this is working. If I press D now, then the D should be inserted between A and H. Fine. 5. Yeah, okay, that was interesting. That is, yes, that's a special case. That's the first case. If I press five, if I press 5, then we have a strange behavior. I think that's a strange behavior. I did not expect. I think. Because if I press 5 in this case, I need a textbook somewhere. Let's search something. Okay, fine. What is happening if I'm here and I press A, B, N? If I press N in the middle, yes, then the right side is moving to the right. It's not like in our case. Yes, and this is expected. This is the thing I want to have. If I add a character, then the right side is going to the left, and if I delete a character, what? Why? Okay. That is interesting. That's interesting. I'm in the middle. If I press backspace, I'm moving to the left. And if I press delete, then that's a very special behavior. That's a very special behavior. It was the other way around in the first place. If I press left and backspace and delete. What? Yes. But if I press right, you see, if I press delete now, then the left side and now, yeah, now the right side is going into the cursor. So it's depending. It's kind of the text is stuck on one end, but how does it behave if I'm in the middle of the text? if I press delete, then the right side. Okay. Okay. If I'm on the right side and I press delete, then the left side is going. Okay, now the text is too small. Okay. If I'm in the middle, the right side is moving to the left. If I'm at rightmost position, then the left side is going into the cursor. Okay, okay, this is the behavior. Okay, how about backspace? How about backspace? Here we have this behavior. Okay, makes sense. What happens if I'm on the right side? Okay, the same. And if I'm in the middle? Okay, the behavior is the same. That means we have 3 different behaviors. Three different scenarios, but okay. Delete and backspace. At position equals 0. If you're on the left, on the left side, backspace. Oh, I have to go to the toilet. Oh, come on. On the left side, pressing backspace means the cursor is going one side to the left, one entry to the left. Offset is constant, 0, and the cursor is minus equal 1. I'm back in a minute. Okay, this is the hardest part. This is the hardest part. I want to fix this today. We have 1 hour left. I think the fix will be only a few lines of code, but this will be hardcore. If we are on the left side and we press backspace, then the offset of this string inside the character list is 0 and its state 0. If I press backspace, then the cursor is moving 1 to the left, meaning -1. If I press delete, then delete, then we have offset is const 0 and the cursor is const. Okay, fine. In the middle. In the middle. If I press backspace, then we have offset constant, unequal 0, but constant, and the cursor was decremented. Moved 1 to the left, yes. Cursor minus equals 1. Okay, fine. And on the left side, middle, right side, then oh come on, delete. What happens if we press delete in the middle? In the middle. If I press delete in the middle, then the offset is const and the cursor is const. Zero in this case. Okay. 0 in this case. Okay. So the left side and the middle side, the center, let's call it center, is the same. What am I doing? Okay, okay. Now, if I go to the right side and I press backspace, then we have offset minus equal 1 and the cursor is constant. Okay. If I press delete, Then I think we have offset -1 and cursor plus equal 1. I don't know. It seems to be symmetric somehow. The backspace is symmetric, and even here I think it's symmetric because we have here we have both things constant, and here we have okay. So this is the behavior of one random text box in the internet, and now we try to check what is happening. If we are on the left side, I don't think we have a okay. Lobby interacting, that's fine. Text box. These two classes are interacting with each other, and the text box is processing the keys, and we have three groups of. Oh, come on. I have to check something else. What happens if I add something? Oh, come on. Okay. Insertion. Offset and cursor. Okay, what happens if I'm on the left side and I add an N? The offset is the same. The offset is the same. Is constant, and the cursor plus equal 1. It's moving to the right. N moving to the right. Hopefully the same applies. I hope the same applies if I. Here we have double D. If I press N. Yes. If I add something there in N, on the left side and in the center, the offset is constant and the cursor is moving to the right. Yes. This was the old position, this is the new position. And if I insert something at the right side, now it's interesting. What happens if I'm on the right side and I press N? And we have the same behavior. I did not expect this. Looks kind of random, randomly chosen, but I think this will this makes sense, I guess. And this exact behavior should be implemented by these two classes. Okay. First of all, let's try to go from top to bottom. From the abstract view, we have a navigation, and the navigation is working fine. Okay. So this is the navigation. Then we have deletion and addition. Let's call it removal. Okay, removal and insertion. Okay. Removal, and so we have backspace and delete and some random key that is inserted. Okay. Oh, now it's big brain time. I think I need another sip of beer. This is the hard part, because now I actually have to turn on the brain. This should be fine. This should be fine. I think. Yes, I think this is okay. But the first thing we have to recognize is that we have 3 scenarios. We have a certain somewhere we have a state which can have 3 values. The behavior of the keys is dependent on a certain state, position, and the state is if we have reached the end, I think. And reached, yes. This function and reached means if we are on the right side. So this bool can give us the information if we are here or here. Okay. Okay. And here we have true. That's cool. But which class the text box or the list index should implement this behavior. At the moment, the behavior is distributed among both classes, and that's very bad. Because if I execute this line of code, then the size the operator equals, and I have to make a comment here. The operator, yes, size set. Okay. Yes, and we have a sanity check. That's it. And the sanity check is changing stuff. The sanity check. Oh, that's so hardcore. What is the sanity check is to if we change the size of the index class. Okay. First of all. Oh, thanks for the follow. Oh, it's so strange. I don't know why, but it's easy to implement SSH and it's easy to implement a chat and stuff. Oh, let's try to. That's interesting. We are in the widget state. That's some serious dedication to a text box. Yes. The strange thing is, that's the difference between the terminal. If you have a game in the terminal, Nigelos testing USTO. If you have a game in a terminal, everything looks very old. That's fine, but still the dynamic, the gameplay could be using. Yes. Theoretically, yes. you're right. There is the curses, lib curse, I think. That's the lib curses, yes. I don't know what's n curses, lib n curses. I don't know what is the license of this licensing. What license do we have? Modified MIT license. I've been using in curses, but I know there are better libraries built on top of curses. Okay. Yes. Yes. Honestly, I have never worked with curses. But you have used curses itself. Is it cool? It must be cool because it's widely used. License X11. Okay, here it's called X11. It's a part of the GNOME, but it is not under the GNOME. Instead, it is under permissive license. Made with the freedom at the time the developer assigned the copyright. It's enough for me to set the cursor position and write some text. The cursor position. Oh, I think I have to use lib curses. I think I have to use it. Yeah. I always thought that this may be the case that I have to use in curses. I have to check if I should switch for the project. Is there a tutorial? Do you know any cool tutorials for in-curses programming? How to? Oh, this is. Don't let me change what you're doing. I was more curious. No, no, it's cool. It's cool because this indeed I have thought about it. I did not do it at the moment because I think I have visited this page and then I saw. Oh, and even echoing output function, input functions. Get yes, attributes, windows. The basics. Let there be a window. Yes, it's. I will check this in the future. If I have to switch. Just for fun, the game of life. Cool. Magic Square. There's another library called FTX UI that I have been considering. FTX UI, I've never heard about it. Cool. Thanks for the suggestion. If you have a suggestion for me, then I have to add streaming. Streaming, audience hints, and then we have, oh come on, a long name. Don't call me late for dinner. I want a library that can handle a mouse control on Windows in the terminal. Yeah, oh, that would be fine. Is this possible? Next, and libn curses. What's the license? Oh, come on. That's cool. MIT license. Examples. Oh. Oh. Left, middle, right. Oh. Text. And there is a full-blown, which I've also been wanting to try. And there is a full-blown GUI, image GUI, which I have also been wanting to try. EMG, what's an EMG? DRM GUI. But this is not in the terminal. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's a GUI. Okay. That's not in the terminal. Okay. So I need some examples. Button. Okay. So this thing is in C++. That's very interesting because now there's a library built on top of that can be in the terminal. Okay. Button decrease, increase. Okay. Okay, that's a lambda function, I guess. This thing is creating buttons, a buttons list that is a container, a horizontal container containing two buttons called decrease and increase, labeled decrease and increase, and it's connected to a lambda function incrementing and decrementing a value. Okay. So we have buttons and stuff. Looks kind of cool. Screen loop. Screen loop, yeah, we have a similar thing. Okay, TextBox. Do we have a TextBox? Okay, the strange thing is we have to finish the current TextBox. And then if we are in the state where we have a bug-free interface, then we can decide if we add functions or if we switch to a text user interface GUI, a text user interface a text user interface, a TUI library. Okay, that's cool. That's thanks for the suggestion. I will look if this is the license is cool. Okay. Let's. Okay. Where is the page? It's here. Okay. So we have links list, and then we have Okay, and lib and curses. Yes. This. Oh, why is this not working? Come on. There is some error. I think inventory is built on top of Okay, thanks. Oh, wow, that looks that ooh. Okay, but the that's cool. That's very awesome. That's very awesome. But I think it's you can wait a moment. Oh, that's fancy. Come on, that's fancy. Whoa. Or you can drag the windows. Okay. And you can, I guess you can resize the windows, yes. But, that's fancy. That's okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, I have to fix. Why? What is wrong with this thing? Oh, come on. Come on, go back. I'm sorry again for sending you to left field. No, that's fine. That's cool. That's a cool input. Thank you. Actually, I was thinking about that in the first place. But I just began the project. The project is quite young, so I have implemented the basics. Do you have Telnet? If you have Telnet, then you can play a game with me. If you write Telnet Nicholas testing USTO, then we can play around Connect 4. I create a server that is called, oh no, come on. I create a server, and this server is called Sentons. If you join, then we can play. And I have to fix these links. Why are these links not working? I don't get it. I don't get it. Come on. What is... links list. Yes, now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Almost working. EMG toy, emit, EM toy. Okay, but yes, now it's yeah, perfect. Now it's working. Okay. Okay. Yes, I will check this out. Thank you very much for the tip. For the input. Very cool. Okay. So fine. But as I said, we have to at least get this to a stable version, because I want to reach something that is useful. I hope this helps. Like I mentioned, I'm trying to find the right library myself. Yes, I will make a test project someday, hopefully. N curses is quite old, stable. and maybe outdated. I have to check if a newer library is more up to date, but maybe it's not stable enough. So on the other hand, if we don't have too much requirements, too many requirements, then maybe it's fine to make a few. If we maybe we can make our own stuff if it's not too bad and too big. As you can see, the chat itself is working, so we can enter stuff. So it's quite cool already. A lot of stuff is working. But we have one bug, and one bug we have. I've implemented the TextBox very quickly, and then I hoped that it's behaving like a normal TextBox, but it turned out that not in every case it's working as expected. The TextBox is containing a class, an object that is called a list index, because a TextBox is a list of characters, and the list index object is used for many things already. It's used for the menu. We have this object is used in the menu. We can move around up and down. We can jump to the bottom or the top with G, and with capital G we can go to the end, and we can make big jumps. So this is just a list, and the list is also used for documents. We can jump around, and so this is working fine already, and the TextBox has the same object, so it's used in many situations. That's quite cool. We have one object that is used many times, reused many times, and so and the class is quite small. It's 300 lines. It's behaving very cool already, but a new part of this object is resizing the elements, removing an element. And I don't know if I have to. The removal and insertion of elements. The menu, the number of elements in the menu is constant, and the text that is displayed is constant as well. But here we have a new situation, because this list has a dynamic size, and now I don't know that the list index object is only containing only the position information. It's not containing elements. It's not a list object. It's just a list index. It just contains two elements, essentially the cursor and the offset. These are the two main. This is the main information of the class. The position of the cursor and the offset of the list. And this is the reason why this thing can be used in many ways. But if we delete something, we have to resize this thing. And I don't know if I should make a function like this instead. Current delete. Something like this. This is the data element. This is the element, the core element of the text box. So I'm sure that the text box has to deal with its own responsibility with the text, the text itself. But the index, I'm not sure if I should implement a function like this, which is dealing with all the special cases, or is this special behavior we have seen in the text box, should this be implemented on the text box side? That's not an easy task, I know. The other stuff has been implemented very quickly, but this code has a lot of logic. The other code is very, very easy and silly. Doing cool stuff, but it's the other code is quite easy. And this is a core element of the project and has a certain logic. Now we have to activate our brain. At the moment, let's try to go through this step by step. If I'm on the left, if I am not at the end of the list, I think this line, we can keep this line and we can keep this line, because if we press backspace or delete in any case, no matter where we are, if we press delete, then we want to delete the current position. And if we press backspace, then we want to delete the character to the left. I think that's okay. I think that's fine. We can keep these two lines. That's okay. And if we insert something, then we want to insert at our current position. Okay, I think that's fine. The only thing we have to change is just a couple of lines. Just a couple of lines are defining how this thing is behaving. And it must be dependent on this function. It must be dependent on this function. I think I decided not to implement a function like this. I want it to be more generic, but we have to check if our index object has reached the end. And we have to implement these two cases. For the backspace, for the deletion, and not for the insertion, because the insertion is the same. Okay, fine. So we should, yes, we try to compile this thing first. Oh, come on. Okay. We try to check the insertion. This should behave like this. In any case, no matter if we have reached the end or not, it's always the same. The offset should be constant and the cursor should go one to the right. So let's go to the left. And then we press N. The offset should be the same. We should insert a character at this point and go one to the right. So the left side insertion is fine. Okay, next step. We go to the middle. We go to the middle, to the center, middle, whatever. And then we insert. Then we should have the same behavior. We should see S and D on the left side still. We should get the new character at this position. The cursor should go one to the right. And this string should go one to the right as well. So we should lose the H and we should see D and K at the end. So let's press N. Perfect. SD, we see SD and DK. Perfect. Okay, so the center insertion is working as well. Okay, now we go to the right. And here we should have the same behavior. Again, we should see N and D. Then the new character should be between S and D. The cursor should go one to the right. And because we are at the end, and this string should go one to the right. But if we go one to the right, then we should lose the space in here and we should get an indicator like this. Perfect. So the insertion is working flawlessly. So it's perfect. Okay. So this code area is working perfect. The index object is incremented. That's easy because we have a certain offset and we have a certain cursor position, and these two are not affected in the case if the list is getting bigger. So the offset, the list offset and the cursor position is not affected if we increase the size of the list. But and then we have the space and we can increment the cursor one up because we have inserted something. That's fine. That's easy and fine. In this case, it's a little bit harder because we are what? Oh yes. We are Okay, yes. If we increase the size of the work and then we update the size of the index adjust, so we are increasing the size of the index object. Okay, and at this point we are removing an element from the string. This is a string. This is just a string, and we erase at a certain position, and then we update the size of the list. But first we are decrementing the cursor. Maybe we just need to okay, because the cursor I think this is it. Maybe this is quite easy. Because, as you can see, if we press backspace, the offset is the same. And this index decrement should only be done in the backspace case. Okay, we have, yeah. Okay. Oh, no, yeah. No, okay. We have the backspace. This is the backspace area. This is the backspace area. We want to decrement the cursor. What is happening if I okay. This thing is decrementing in a certain way. This decrement function has a certain logic. The function checks if the cursor is lower or equal than the lower bound, and we have an offset, then it's decrementing the offset. Otherwise, if we have a cursor, then it's decrementing the cursor. Otherwise, it did not change anything. This function, decrement, is changing the offset or the cursor. this or this. But this is a certain logic we use in the navigation, decrement and increment. That's fine. We can use this logic here. But I don't know if this logic can be used here. We need a different approach. We need a different approach, I think. The decrement function is changing this or this. And it's depending on the lower bound, the lower bound of the cursor. So we are not allowed to use this function. We are not allowed to use this function at this point. We have to change. We have to change. The cursor and the offset manually. Dependent on the end reach function and the type of the key. Okay, so we need new functions, I guess. We have the offset and the cursor. We can't set increment and decrement. This is the absolute. This is the absolute cursor. I think this is the absolute cursor. And then we need two functions, increment, offset. Offset constant, offset constant, offset constant, offset minus 1. Yes, okay, decrement, increment, offset, decrement, offset. This is the offset. And then we need a cursor. And here we have two cursor. Does this make sense? The increment is working in any case. Decrement. This is the most difficult area in the whole project. this simple text box and list object. Let's try to just implement these functions and then check if it's useful. Okay. What's that? It's cursor print now. Okay. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Increment offset. Can we increment the offset if we have reached the end? No. If and reached, then return false. If we have not reached the end, then we can offset, we can increment the offset and return true. Okay. Okay. If not offset, then return false. Otherwise minus offset and then return true. Okay. What about the cursor? If not cursor, then return false. Otherwise minus cursor. That's easy. But what about the increment? We need to check something else. If cursor is equal to window minus 1, no. If the cursor is, we need to check, I think we need to check the HUD upper bound. Yes. We have to check. This is the sanity check. This is the sanity check. Increment cursor. If this thing has reached the hard upper bound, which can be the window or the size, then we have to return false. Okay, these functions I think are usable. Okay, fine. And now we can just use these functions, I think. Hopefully. Okay. If backspace. I should have, yeah, whatever. Okay. In the backspace case, left side or center, and reached false. And reached true. This offset should be decremented. The decrement offset. Backspace. And reached. And reached. Offset -1. Nothing else. nothing else. If not and if backspace and not it reached, then we should not change the offset. Fine. What should we do here? Okay. If in this case we should just decrement the cursor. Okay, maybe this is useful. We decrement something and then we shrink the area, the possible area. Okay. Key delete. We are in the case key delete. Okay, key delete. In the case we have not reached the end, we do nothing. If we have reached the end, then we decrement the offset and we increment the cursor. If this is working now, then I'm completely surprised, because we are at the end of the stream, and if this is working, then this is completely hardcore. Okay, increment offset. We can't increment the offset if we have reached the end. What if we press new key here? The cursor is moving to the right. Fine. What if we do, if we reach, okay, if the cursor is bigger than the window size. If we press backspace and the cursor is 0. If we press backspace and the cursor is 0, then the cursor can't be changed. Oh yes. What is happening here? I think we cannot use this function. We can't use this function. We have I think we have to insertion. Yes, we can't use this. We can. Should I use the increment function or one of these? I don't know. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Okay, let's combine this thing, and if it's working, then fine. If not, was not declared. Yes. Hard U-bound. What? Why? Increment cursor. Yes. Oh, this is okay. Okay, the insertion is fine. The insertion, we can keep the insertion. Okay, fine. Oh, damn it. Okay. Now, if we press backspace, we have not reached the end. If we press backspace, the offset should be constant and the cursor should be -1. This means the offset is constant. We are on the left side. The cursor -1 means we are deleting S and the cursor and the whole text is moving 1 to the left. S is removed and the right side is going 1 to the left. We should see a new character between age and the marker. That is the expected behavior. Again, A is deleted, new character after S. We have reached the end of the cursor. We press backspace again, nothing should happen. And the program should not freeze or brick or something. Okay, if I add F, then F should be seen between the space and J. We should lose the K and the rest should go 1 to the right. F. Okay. So this is fine. Okay. If not add left side. Delete. What should happen? If we press delete, then now it's interesting. Whoa. Now it will be interesting. We should lose the D. The right text should go 1 to the left so that A is above the cursor. We should see a new character. If I press delete. Oh, now it's fucked up. Okay. So this is not working. Okay. If I press delete, then if I press delete, then we erase the current character. Okay. Yes, I understand, that's fine. true in any case. That's true in any case. That's important. Okay. Okay. If I press delete, then we should lose the A and yes, the right side should go one to the left. Oh, fine. I press delete again. Fine. The offset and the cursor stays the same on the left side. How long is this possible? Oh, as you can see. Yeah, no, this is not what we want. Because, okay. Okay, that's not cool. It's incrementing the cursor. What is happening if I delete is the K? The K has been removed, that's fine. Why is the cursor incrementing? Because I have changed the size. Yes, I have changed the size. Yes, of course. Okay. No, because I have incremented the cursor. Yes, okay. If the end. No. We don't do anything here. This was the error. Strange. Okay. I knew that this is a very hard task. So if I press delete, fine. As expected. Okay. Still, it's work. We got one step further. Now, please, I press delete. Press delete. What is happening in this corner case? Okay. If I press delete here, fine. What if I press delete here? Nothing is happening because I have reached this thing. Okay. This means the left side is working for backspace, delete, and insertion. I think. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But Oh, this is hurting my brain so much. Okay, okay. Now we are in the middle. Okay. We are in the middle, in the center. And now we check all the three in the center. If I press insert, then the offset should be the same. We have an extended behavior. We have a more complex behavior than this text box, because if the cursor is here and I enter new stuff, then the upper bound is always at the end. But I want to make a different, I want to have a different behavior. And that is, we should increment the cursor as long as we hit the upper bound, and the upper bound is here, and then we should increment the offset. That's different. That's different. And this is working because, let's try. As you can see, I have reached the upper bound and then it's moving backwards. Okay. For oh no, this was fine. This was fine. 4, and here we have 3. Oh, that was fine. That was fine. Okay. I think this was fine. Hopefully. Okay. Okay. If I press new, okay. And now it should go to the left, because we have reached the upper bound. The upper bound is not the same as here. Here we have the upper bound on the right side, and here we have the upper bound, the cursor upper bound on this side. So we should have the same behavior as in this box, as long as we have not reached the upper bound. Then it should have a different behavior, and that's okay. And for the increment case, it's easy. Okay. So the center insertion is fine. The insertion is very easy. Okay. The deletion is interesting, because now we delete something. We should have the same offset. The cursor should not change. We should delete BBB and that stuff, and the right side should go to the left. Okay. Yes, no. So this was not expected. Okay. Because this should never change. I press delete, I press delete, I press delete. Oh no, okay. We have reached a certain state. We have reached a certain state. And this state is we have reached the end. the right side was deleted and moved to the left, and now we are in a new state that is called and reached. And if the end is reached, then we have different then we should have a different behavior. And reached, yes. These two things should happen if we have reached the end. Ah. No. Yes. Oh, come on. Now we have reached the end. What do we expect? We expect the offset to go one down and the cursor to be incremented. This means S should be deleted. The cursor should go to D. And the left side should go to the right. And this is the case, and that's fine. So we have both cases which are fine. At first, we are deleting the right side, but as soon as we have reached the end, we are deleting and consuming the left side. But now, again, we should consume the right side, and this is not the case, I think. Yes. So this behavior, we have the increment should be done only if we have reached the end and the size is bigger than the window. And size is bigger than the window. If we have reached the end, and the size is bigger than the window. Okay, we are in the middle. I want the right side to be consumed until we have reached the end. Fine. Now I want to consume the right side, but we have to move the left side to the right now. Fine. Now, again, it must go to the other side. The right side must go to the left side again. Oh. What is happening if Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I think this is it. This is it. Oh. Oh yeah, baby. Yes, nothing is happening. If I press S, nothing is happening. Oh yes. Oh come on. Oh come on. Oh yes. The delete function. The delete function is working perfect. I think. Let's do it again. Yes. No. Almost. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. It's not. I think it's not working perfect because now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. Yes. Because. Yes, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool. Okay. So, insertion, fine. Deletion, fine. Oh, come on. Let's do the backspace and then maybe we are finished. Hopefully. Oh, come on, please. This is a hard part. This is a very hard part. Okay. But we are progressing. So the delete is fine and the insertion is fine. Now the backspace. How should the backspace behave? I think these functions, the functions of the list index, the 4 functions we have added, inc offset, decrement, offset, increment cursor, and decrement cursor are fine. They are considering the constraints of the window and the size, and they do not have a combined logic like the absolute cursor. So that means if we increment and decrement the absolute cursor, then we have a special logic. These functions are more low level, but still they are considering the constraints of the object. Okay, that's cool. So these functions, these low-level functions we have added do not affect existing code areas, and they are useful. And now I'm quite sure that this special logic, how the cursor is changed in the list index object, this decision has to be made in the text box. Okay, so the removal of, in case of a backspace, here it's easy because we do not have a change function, a changed function. Here again as well. I think we can again, yeah, no, whatever. Should we? Okay. So last thing, last area. If this is working, then we have made a lot. Okay. Oh fuck. Resources. Chat authorization. Chat update. And hopefully fix TextBox. Hopefully. Okay. Again. What do we want if we press on the left side? If we press backspace, then left side is cool. Left side is fine. If we press backspace in the center area, then we want to get rid of the J. The text and the cursor should go one to the right. Perfect. We should get rid of the K. Perfect. Yes, because the behavior is completely different. The behavior of the backspace and delete is different because the cursor is moving or not moving. Okay, now the cursor is moving if we press backspace, and I want the lower bound to be considered in this way. In this case, the upper bound, the cursor upper bound, has no meaning if we use the delete. But the lower bound has a meaning if we are using the backspace. So we should, if I remove J, then the cursor goes down 1 and the offset stays the same. Like center, backspace, offset is constant and cursor goes down 1. Fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But now it is different. Because now I want something else to happen. If I do this again, the expectation is that I lose the age and the same behavior as before, but I don't want to do this. Yes, because now the lower bound is violated. Now the lower bound is violated. It's not what I want. Okay, this means I need another function that is called... Yes. Maybe I can use something else. Maybe I can use something else. If 0. I think I can just use decrement. I think we can just decrement this thing. Because the decrement function is considering the lower bound. We are at the middle. We press backspace, then we should lose the age and normal behavior. Fine. Again, fine. And now we should have a different behavior, that is the left side should be consumed and this should stay at the same place. So the cursor should be constant and the offset should be decremented. This means we lose the D and the has is going one right. So what is happening now? Now, this is completely different. Now we should have the old behavior again, that is we should lose the A and the right side should go to the left. Okay, fine. What should be happening in this case? We are on the right side. We are on the right side. That's bad. That's bad. That's cool. That's bad because I understand. Because we have this thing. If we have reached the end and the size is bigger than the window, then the cursor should be the same and the offset should just be decremented. Oh, my brain is hurting so much. My brain is 100%. 100%. Struggling. Okay. The cool thing is these code changes are isolated. This means the insertion and the deletion is not changing anymore. This is perfect. And as you can see, we have an kind of the same logic. Okay, let's see. I think we are almost finished. Okay. In the middle, we start from the right, fine. Moving down. Perfect. Okay, fine. But what happens if we're on the right side and we press backspace? Then this should stay the same. This means the cursor should stay the same, only the cursor should be decremented. Oh, come on, this is so fancy. That's so cool. That's so cool. Wow. That's, oh, come on. Now I today I think I have wet dreams. Okay. That's completely crazy because that's a mixture of a mixture of complete strange stuff. It's a three-part system. A three-part process first. Change text. Second, change cursors. Third, change size. Change list cursors. Change list size. The same procedure in this case. And a little bit different here, because here we have to change the size first. The strange thing is that we have three complete the size changing the list size is the same in every case. That's fine. Here we have a different Reihenfolge sequence, a different sequence. Okay, that is easy to understand, but changing the list cursors is quite strange, because in the insertion we just have to increment the absolute cursor. Essentially, it's the opposite of the backspace. The backspace, and that's the reason why we have the absolute decrement here. And this thing is because we are deleting something, yeah. We are deleting, yeah. So it's not completely the opposite. Okay, whatever. Hardcore. Okay. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Step by step. Lobby interacting. So the Git stuff is I will do the Git stuff in private, because it's not interesting. I just want to test everything again. So fine. if yes, fine, behaving cool, and if that's oh yes, oh yes. Oh, I can't believe how smooth that is. That's so smooth. Okay, this is it, because now okay. Audience hints and links. This was a new duck. New underscore duck. Oh, come on. Links list. Oh, I'm so happy. Fine, what's that? Okay. Yep. That is saved. Okay, cool. Now we are rating somebody. Oh. Very cool session. We have managed a lot today. Okay. Rensemble is depending on how what he's making. If he's making pixel art, then I have to switch to Rensemble. And we have rated Irish John games the last time. So it's what is Putzler doing? ESP austauschen und dann Rigol. Okay, let's rate Arte Beer class. See you next time. This is on Tuesday next week. Thank you for watching, and let's rate together Arte Birklaus. He's a cool guy. Arte Birklaus. He is coding a first-person shooter game, old style, very cool, very fancy. Thank you and bye.